past 5 years in the Holstein, red and white, and Jersey breeds. Tyler and Kelly, along with his siblings, Andy and Mackenzie, were named the Holstein Association USA Outstanding Young Breeders in 2021. He was the associate judge for the 2021 International Holstein Junior Show at World Dairy Expo and has judged at shows in New York, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Florida, Michigan, Maine, California, Iowa, and Ontario. Welcome to Tyler Reynolds, our judge for the balance of our Mid-East Fall National Holstein Show. Attention Jersey Show exhibitors, our junior 3-year-olds are in the ring. Our next class will be our selection of intermediate champion. If you have a cow that was first or second this morning, we need those cows back in the makeup area. Be ready to compete for intermediate champion. Once again, Jersey Show exhibitors, we need those animals competing for intermediate champion to the ring at this time. Holstein Show exhibitors, the milking yearling class is in the ring. We ask that you bring your summer junior 2-year-olds to ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, our milking yearlings are in the ring. We need your summer junior 2-year-olds to the makeup area. Attention Holstein Show exhibitors, our judges made us first lineup in our milking yearling class. We need your summer junior 2-year-olds at the ring. Holstein Show exhibitors, your summer junior 2-year-olds should be ringside. Over in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our milking yearling class. Second in the class, entry number 176, exhibited by Joseph Erosa and Henry Van Axel. It's Erosa XL Combo Lily. Winning the class is entry number 172, Petitclair Bullseye Abelia, exhibited by Alfie Stoltzfus, Somerset, Pennsylvania. Congratulations. Judge, your comments on our milking yearlings.
A really high quality class here to start your milking cow show in the Holstein breed. And two cows that come to the top quite handily for me, two different kind of cows, but the cow that I'm starting with just a little bit more ready in her frame today. She shows me a little bit more depth and openness to that rib structure. She's a little bit cleaner all the way through. And I also prefer the rump structure on our first place cow, just being a little bit stronger in that loin region, a little bit neater in that tail head setting over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, a cow that you certainly appreciate that mammary system, and it is that advantage today, just being a little bit higher and wider at the top of her rear udder, a little longer in that forwarder attachment, a little more uniform width to her rear quarters today over our dairy cow coming out in third. Our cow in third, a cow you do admire that dariness and angularity that she has, and it is that advantage today just being so much cleaner. She's longer up through that head and neck, she's cleaner back through her thighs and down into her hock than our big cow coming out in fourth. But our cow in fourth over our cow in fifth uses that size and scale and length of frame. She's just so much more cow today. She's taller, she's longer from end to end, especially being longer through that midsection over our winter yearling coming out in fifth. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our milking yearling class in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show. Entry number 172, Petitclerc Bullseye Abelia, exhibited by Alfie Stolzfus, Somerset, Pennsylvania. Second in the class, entry number 176, Erosa XL Combo Lily, exhibited by Joey Erosa and Henry Van Exel. Third in the class, entry number 171, Petitclerc Fuel Advisor, exhibited by Giles Coble of Waynesboro, Georgia. Fourth, entry 181, Bluff Ridge KD Belize, exhibited by Sarah Butler of Aerosmith, Illinois. Fifth, entry number 170, Ms. Milk Source Alpha Gina, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. Sixth in the class, entry 173, Robeth Tattoo Starburst, exhibited by Aubrey Top of Botkins, Ohio. Seventh in the class, entry number 175, Accelerant Hot Mess, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. And eighth in the class, entry number 179, Tilu Warrior Sunshine, exhibited by Ted and Linda Finke of Hope, Indiana. Congratulations. Now in the ring in our National Holstein Show is our Summer Junior 2-year-old class. Holstein exhibitors, this is a smaller class. We need your junior 2-year-olds to ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, in fact, the next couple classes are quite small. We need your junior 2-year-olds and senior 2-year-olds to ringside. Jersey Show exhibitors. Judges are making their first lineup in our junior 3-year-old class. We need those animals competing for intermediate champion at ringside. Jersey Show, if you have an animal that was first or second in their cow class this morning, you could please bring her to ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors. Judges made his first lineup in our summer junior 2-year-old class. We need those junior 2-year-olds at ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, we're looking for your junior 2-year-olds. In our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our summer junior 2-year-old class. Second in the class is entry number 221, Silver Hitch Doc Diana, exhibited by Morgan, Amelia, Taylor, and Marshall Stone of Greenfield, Indiana. Winning the class is entry number 184, Oakfield Altitude Lass, exhibited by Bertkey and Flutterjohn of Maria Stein, Ohio. Congratulations. Judge Reynolds, your comments on our summer junior 2-year-olds.
Just 4 summer junior 2-year-olds, but 4 really nice cows. But the cow that I'm starting with, a handy winner. A cow that's got that great combination of dairiness and strength, and then you get to her udder, and it is at an advantage today. She just has such a higher, wider, fuller rear udder. She's a little bit tighter in that forudder attachment. Shows more bloom to her mammary system over our cow coming out in second. But our cow in second, an extremely balanced cow, a cow that you admire that style that she has to her frame. And it is that advantage today, just being a little bit straighter and smoother over her top line, a little more correct in her rump structure today over another dairy cow coming out in third. Our cow in third over our cow in fourth uses that advantage of dairiness and angularity. She's so much longer up through that head and neck, cleaner back through her thighs and down into her hock today. And I also prefer the udder. She just shows a little bit more quality to those rear quarters, a little more quality to her forequarters, especially on the right side. Taking nothing away from the cow coming out in fourth, a cow that you do appreciate that width and strength. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our summer junior 2-year-old class. She's also best udder in the class, entry number 184, Oakfield Altitude Lass, exhibited by Bertkey and Flutterjohn of Maria Stein, Ohio. Second in the class is entry number 221, Silver Hitch Doc Diana, exhibited by Morgan, Amelia, Taylor, and Marshall Stone of Greenfield, Indiana. Third in the class and winning the Bred and Owned Award was entry 188, Ms. Coal Creek Sweet Dreams, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Mackenzie Krause of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. And fourth in the class to entry 191, Maple Sloth Amathon Amy, exhibited by Emily Good of Liberty, Kentucky. Now entering the ring in our Holstein show is our junior 2-year-old class. Last call to our Holstein show exhibitors. Our junior 2-year-old class is in the ring. Holstein exhibitors, we need your winter and your fall senior 2-year-olds to ringside. These are all quite small classes. Once again, Holstein show exhibitors, our junior 2-year-olds are in the ring. We need your winter and fall senior 2-year-olds to ringside. Jersey show exhibitors, our judge has made his second lineup in our junior 3-year-old class. We're looking for all of those cows competing for intermediate champion to be at ringside. Jersey show exhibitors, we need all of your cows that were first or second this morning to be ringside, ready for intermediate champion. In our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our junior 2-year-old class. Second in the class, to entry number 1999, Textine Unstoppable Laurel, exhibited by Stuckey Holm of Milford, Indiana. Winning the class, named Best Udder, and also winning the Brednode Award is entry 196, BJ Grove Tattoo Chi-Chi, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Judge, your comments on our junior 2-year-olds.
In your junior 2-year-old class, a handy winner for me, a cow that's just so complete in her frame, a cow that you love the udder, and it is that advantage today, just being so much higher and wider at the top of her rear udder, longer in that forwarder attachment. I also prefer the teat placement on our first place cow over our cow coming out in second. Taking nothing away from the cow in second, an extremely balanced cow, a cow that you love that great combination of daringness and strength. And it is that advantage today, just being a little bit wider on that chest floor, wider back through her hooks and pins. I also prefer the rump structure on our second place cow, the slope from hooks to pins, just being a little bit stronger in that loin region today over our cow coming out in third. Our cow in third, a cow you appreciate that size and scale that she has, just like to tighten up the udder attachments to get any higher. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our junior 2-year-old class in our Holstein show. She's entering the number 196. She was also best udder and bred known in the class. BJ Grove Tattoo Chi-Chi, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Second in the class, entry number 1989, Texting Unstoppable Laurel, exhibited by Stuckey Holm of Milford, Indiana. And third in the class, entry 193, Ms. Rocky Top Jordy Adele, exhibited by Rocky Top and Beatty View of Speedwell, Tennessee. Now entering the ring in our Holstein show is our winter senior 2-year-old class. Holstein show exhibitors, there's a solo entry here. We need your fall senior 2-year-olds to ringside. Over in our All-American Jersey show, Judge Curlos completed his placing in our junior 3-year-old class. Second in the class and winning the Bred Known Award, she's our reserve All-American Junior 3-year-old, is entry 540, Ratliff Low La 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 Vivid, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Winning the class, our All-American Junior 3-year-old is entry 506, Schulte Brothers Victorious Future, exhibited by Glamour View, Yeager and Walton of Walkersville, Maryland. Judge Crollo, your thoughts on our junior 3-year-old class.
Well, what a class. Again, the water just keeps getting deeper, deeper. And we got all different kinds in this class, I think. But I think the longer this cow is in here, a cow that just overwhelms the rest of the class in her overall frame. She's so hard on top. She's so long all the way throughout. She shows you so much breed character about her frame all the way throughout. And then you get back to the business end of that cow. A cow just tremendous attachments on her udder. She shows you a lot of venation and all the way in texture, all the way through her udder today. But it is the overall frame. She's a little wider all the way right at the base of the brisket and chest floor today. She shows me a little more drop, both fore and rear flank today, than the ultra stylish silky cow that comes along here in second. The cow in second over to cow in third, it is on that dairiness. She's longer and cleaner through the head net. She's silkier all the way about her hide. She's cleaner right back down through the thigh and the bone of her hock today as well than the really wide rear-uddered cow that follows here in third. The cow in third over the cow, the recently fresh cow here in fourth. Just the openness of ribs. She shows me so much spring through her barrel, more much openness all the way through her rib structure today than another really wide rear-uddered cow that follows here in fourth. The cow in fourth over the really silky dairy cow in fifth. Just on the way she carries that loin, she's crisper all the way through her loin. She carries her pin setting and tail head setting just so much neater than that really silky dairy veiny uddered cow that follows along here in fifth. The cow in fifth over the cow in sixth. The cow in sixth I did make best udder in the class today. I feel she probably has the nicest udder that I've seen in all our young cow classes today. But I just can't accept the locomotion in those both hind feet and legs today. move her up or in the class any higher, but what a mammary system on that cow. It's so high, wide, tight. The venation, texture, and quality that she carries all the way through it, I think very deservingly so handles the best udder today. But a beautiful class from top to bottom. Congratulations.
If you turn your attention over to our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our winter senior 2-year-old class. Winning the class is entry number 200. She's best udder and wins the Bred Owned Award, BJ Grove Tattoo Cahokia, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Judge, your thoughts on our winter senior 2-year-old?
Just the one winner, senior 2-year-old, but a cow you certainly admire that length of frame that she has, the dariness and angularity that she has all the way through the frame, and then wears a beautiful udder. Congratulations.
Congratulations again to BJ Grove Tattoo Cahokia. She's our winning senior 2-year-old, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Now entering the ring in our Holstein Show is our fall senior 2-year-old class. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need your junior 3-year-olds to ringside. Once again, Holstein Show, we need your junior 3-year-olds at ringside. Back to our All-American Jersey Show. Give you our rundown of placings in our junior 3-year-old class. There were 17 junior 3-year-olds exhibited. Our class winner, we want to once again thank Cosmopolitan for sponsoring the class awards. Our class winner, our All-American Junior 3-year-old, is entry 506, Schulte Brothers Victorious Future, exhibited by Glamour View, Yeager and Walton of Walkersville, Maryland. Second in the class, winning the Bred Owned Award, our Reserve All-American Junior 3-year-old, is entry 540, Ratliff Low La 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 Vivid, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Third in the class, entry 496, Brylin Askin Spirit, exhibited by Keela's Dairy and Carla Cameron Riker Kilgus of Fayberry, Illinois. Fourth in the class, entry 516, Highland H Kid Rock Sonic, exhibited by Jay Ackley and Jim and Valerie Spring of East Liberty, Ohio. Fifth in the class, entry 520, Meadow Ridge Vitality Carly, exhibited by Michael Mark, Caden and Tanny Reby, and Aaliyah and Alexa Anderson of Cumberland, Wisconsin. Sixth and best udder in the class, entry 525, North Haven Casino Geneva, exhibited by Grant, Grace, Hannah, and L.A. Fremstead of Westby, Wisconsin. Seventh in the class, to Yorton's Maestro Danica, exhibited by Danielle Yorton of Linkwood, Maryland. Eighth, Tentry 497, Fran Crest Victorious, Texas, exhibited by Mortimer Jerseys and Wintop Jerseys of Smithfield, Utah. Ninth, Tentry 503, M.M. Ferdinand Tamica, exhibited by Joseph Thomas and Carolyn Allen of Vergennes, Vermont. 10th in the class, Tentry 533, Cold Run Metallica Tess, exhibited by Cold Run Jerseys of Salem, Ohio. Now entering the ring in our All-American Jersey Show are those animals competing for intermediate champion. We'd like to ask for representatives of the Phil Gordon family and the Virginia Jersey breeders to come ringside for presentation of the Intermediate Champion Awards. The Intermediate Champion female wins a trophy presented by the Phil and Marty Gordon family of Goshen, Indiana. And the Virginia Jersey breeders present the Virginia Jersey Trophy to the Reserve Intermediate Champion female. Of course, we want to introduce those animals to you as they come into the ring for our intermediate champion. There were 7 milking winter yearlings. Our winner was entry number 328, Graybill Low La 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 Adeline, exhibited by Kilda Sterry, Carla and Riker Kilgus, and Ethan Eli and Emily Graybill of Fairbury, Illinois. Second in the class was entry number 333, MM Ferdinand Taboo, exhibited by Jim and Valerie Spring, and Ackley Holsteins of East Liberty, Ohio. We had 24 milking yearlings. Our winner was entry number 362, Cupid Video Kiss Cam, exhibited by River Valley Farm of Tremont, Illinois. Second in the class was entry 371, Ratliff Rock and Roll Denim, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. There were 25 summer junior 2-year-olds. Our winner was entry 413, Dutch Hollow Grumpy Kid, exhibited by Cassandra Chittenden of Shodak Landing, New York. Second in the class to entry 409, NJTHK Joel Vicky, exhibited by Mortimer Jerseys and Wintop Jerseys of Smithfield, Utah. There were 18 junior 2-year-olds. Our winner was entry 429, Underground Fancies Fiji, exhibited by Isaac Foltz, Keitling Core, and Frankenstein Borba of North Collins, New York. Second in the class to entry 423, Ratliff Wicked April, exhibited by Ron and Chrissy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. There were 23 senior 2-year-olds. Our winner was entry 464, Ratliff Machine Virtue, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Second in the class, entry 493, Breezy Knoll Joel Melanie, exhibited by Grant Cope of Salem, Ohio. And there were 17 junior 3-year-olds. Our winner was entry 506, Schulte Brothers Victorious Future, exhibited by Glamour View, Yeager and Walton of Walkersville, Maryland. Second in the class, entry 540, Ratliff Low La 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 Vivid, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Congratulations to our Jersey exhibitors. What a tremendous young cow show we've had here this morning. Turn our attention to our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show ring. Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our Fall Senior 2-year-old class. Second in the class, entry 205, Cobell Sideswipe Get It, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Riley Detmer, Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Winning the class, Best Udder, is entry number 204, Gom Osroyal Hannons Atlee, exhibited by Casey Clanton, Mackenzie Krause of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Congratulations. Judge, your thoughts on our pair of fall senior 2-year-olds?
Two really nice cows here in your fall senior 2-year-old class. The cow that I'm starting with, just giving her the advantage of being so much cleaner. She's longer up through that head and neck. She's cleaner back through her pins and down through her thigh today over our cow coming out in second. I also prefer the memory system on our first place cow, just being a little bit higher, a little bit wider at the top of her rear udder. I prefer the teat size and placement on our first place cow over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, a cow you do admire that width and strength that she has, the length of frame that she has all the way through. Congratulations.
Once again, congratulations to the winner of our Fall Senior 2-year-old class. Entry 204, Gom Osroyal Hannons Atlee, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Mackenzie Krause of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Second in the class, entry 205, Cobell Sideswipe Get It, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Riley Detmer of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Now entering the ring in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show is our junior 3-year-old class. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need those senior 3-year-olds to ringside. If you turn your attention now to our All-American Jersey show, Judge Crollo's got his final 5 young cows lined up in the center of the ring that are in contention for the illustrious title of Intermediate Champion of our All-American Jersey show. Certainly been a tremendous young cow show here this morning. Ryan, your thoughts on your final 5 out there and our selection of Intermediate Champion of our 2025 All-American Jersey show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for this group of cows out here. What a morning. What a morning of young cows from end to end, every class, the quality, the mammary systems on all them cows is just unbelievable. It's the All-American. It's as good as it gets. And like I said yesterday, you get those 5, and I don't want to take anything away from these ones I pulled ahead. There's the best young cows in our breed right now, and I don't want to take anything away from them either, but I left out my 5 favorites, the 5 I feel are in contention for Intermediate Championship this morning, and it was just like yesterday afternoon. You should be able to see exactly what we were looking for this morning. Balanced cows that are hard top, cows that walk out free, square on both front and rear feet, free in locomotion, and cows that are silky, dairy, long, clean, feminine head and necks with beautiful udders, and that's what I got left to pick from those 5. I couldn't be happier. What I got left to select from your Intermediate Championship. I'm going to go out now. I'm going to name your Intermediate, your reserve, and your honorable mention in that order, and I'll give you a few reasons why when I'm done. For me today, it's pretty hard to split up this pair of senior 2-year-olds, cows that are second lactation already and cows that are just cut from the same mold. Their frames are just exceptional. So hard top, so much spring openness all the way through their cage today. I think for me, they just go over that summer junior 2 cow that I just fell in love with this morning. I think that's absolutely perfect in her makeup. She's so balanced from end to end, and I think fits the pattern really well. I feel just a little more length the forudder today, just a little longer and snugger in that forudder attachment today if you want to get real picky. But I think that summer junior 2-year-old, what a balanced cow, and a cow that just carries so much symmetry in all her udder. Junior or intermediate and reserve today on your first and second prize senior 2-year-olds. Honorable mention will go on your first prize summer junior 2.
And if you would, please give these breeders, exhibitors, another big, big round of applause. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Intermediate Champion of our 2025 All-American Jersey show. She's our winning senior 2-year-old. Entry number 464, Ratliff Machine Virtue, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Our reserve intermediate champion was second to her in that senior 2-year-old class. Entry 493, Breezy Knoll, Joel Melanie, exhibited by Grant Cope of Salem, Ohio. And our honorable mention intermediate champion was our winning summer junior 2-year-old, entry 413, Dutch Hollow, Grumpy Kid, exhibited by Cassandra Chittenden of Shodak Landing, New York. Congratulations. Jersey Show exhibitors will take just a few photos here. Then we'll move into our senior 3-year-old class. Holstein Show exhibitors, our judges made his first line up in our junior 3-year-old class. We need those senior 3-year-olds at ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need your senior 3-year-olds at ringside. Well, we've finished with our photos for a lot of very excited people here in the Jersey show. Now we'll bring our senior 3-year-old class into the ring. Sponsor of this senior 3-year-old cow class, the All-American Jersey Show, is Pleasant Ridge Jerseys, owned by the Ronnie Mosier family of Geneva, Indiana. Over in our Mid-East Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our junior 3-year-old class. Second in the class, entry 212, Ms. Pierstein Golden Ticket, exhibited by Kleindale Farms and Andrews Enterprises of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Winning the class is entry number 211. She's also named Best Udder, Ms. Juniper Crushable Ellie, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. Congratulations. Judge Reynolds, your comments on our junior 3-year-old class.
A really high quality class here in your junior 3-year-olds in a lot of different shapes and sizes, but the cow that I'm starting with, just the most complete cow, a cow that you really love the balance that she has to her frame, the depth and openness that she has, and it is that advantage today just being a little bit deeper in her forerib, deeper in her rear rib, more open in her rib structure today. I also prefer our udder on our first place cow just being a little bit longer in that forward attachment, a little bit tighter in her forward attachment over our balanced cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, you certainly appreciate that balance that she has to her frame, the overall correctness, and it is that advantage today, just being a little bit straighter and smoother over her top line, stronger in that loin region. I prefer the slope from hooks to pins and the way her tail head sets a little nicer between the pins over our cow coming out in third. Our cow in third, you do love the mammary system, and it is that advantage today, just being so much higher and wider at the top of a rear udder, longer in that forward attachment, blends a little bit nicer into that body wall over our big cow coming out in fourth. Our cow in fourth over our cow in fifth, again, uses that advantage of strength and width. She's a little bit wider on that chest floor, wider back through her hooks and pins today over our cow coming out in fifth. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our junior 3-year-old class in our Holstein show. She's also Best Udder, entry number 211, Ms. Juniper Crushable Ellie, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. Second in the class, entry 212, Ms. Pierstein Golden Ticket, exhibited by Kleindale Farms and Andrews Enterprises of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Third, to entry 215, McWilliams Hancock All Night, exhibited by Genetics Link, Somerset, Pennsylvania. Fourth in the class, to entry 217, Budjon Vale King Dock Sunset, exhibited by Lila Sloan of Davis, Illinois. Fifth, to entry 213, Highwayman Malibu, exhibited by Mallory Nifong of Orfordville, Wisconsin. Sixth, and winning the Bread Known Award, is entry 214, Zairview Master Flash, exhibited by Wyatt Zaire of Pontiac, Illinois. Seventh in the class, entry 216, Wendy Oaks Thunderstruck Zap, exhibited by Gage Wendling, Altamont, Illinois. Eighth in the class, to entry 005, Sweet Peas Showtime Halo, exhibited by Larry and Beanie Hill and Vine Valley Farm of Rushville, New York. And ninth in the class, to entry 187, Jacob's Lambda Bins, exhibited by the Olson family of Lena, Wisconsin. Now entering the ring is our senior 3-year-old class. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need those cows competing for intermediate champion to be ringside. Once again, Holstein Show, we need those cows that were first or second in their classes this morning to be ringside. We'll next be moving into selection of our intermediate champion. Jersey Show exhibitors, our senior 3-year-olds are in the ring. This is a somewhat smaller class than we've had. We need your 4-year-olds headed to ringside. Jersey Show exhibitors, we've got a somewhat smaller senior 3-year-old class. We need your 4-year-old cows to ringside. In our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our senior 3-year-old class. Second in the class and winning the Bred and Owned Award is entry number 232, Indies View Jazzy Drive, exhibited by Jerry Schmidt of Melrose, Wisconsin. Winning the class and named Best Udder is entry 229, Aeroline Alligator Earl, exhibited by Chubb, Carpio, and Breuer of Enola, Oklahoma. Congratulations. Judge, your thoughts about our senior 3-year-olds?
A handy winner here in your senior 3-year-olds. A cow that's got a lot of balance to her frame, a lot of depth and openness, and then you get to her udder, and that's her definite advantage today. She's just so much higher and wider. The top of her rear udder shows me more definition of the seam today. She's a little bit longer in that forward attachment over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, you admire the style and balance that she has to her frame, and it is that advantage today, just overall balance. She shows me more depth and openness, that fore and rear rib, more width through her chest floor, and all the way back through her rump structure today over our cow coming out in third. Our cow in third, a cow that you appreciate that dariness and angularity that she has, and it is that advantage today just being so much cleaner. She's longer up through that head and neck, she's cleaner back to her thigh and down into her hock today. I also prefer the forwarder attachment on a third place cow, just being a little bit tighter into that body wall over our cow coming out in fourth. Our cow in fourth, you do appreciate that width and strength that she has. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our senior 3-year-old class. She was also best udder in our class, entry 229, Aeroline Alligator Earl, exhibited by Chubb, Carpio, and Breuer of Enola, Oklahoma. Second in the class and winning the Bred and Owned Award was entry 232, Indies View Jazzy Drive, exhibited by Jerry Schmidt of Melrose, Wisconsin. Third in the class, entry 230, Pine Shelter Lokalani Radio, exhibited by Jacob and Reagan Shemek of Pine Island, Minnesota. Fourth in the class, entry 223, Vitosh View Doc Tony, exhibited by Elk Creek Dairy, Mason City, Nebraska. Now entering the ring in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show are those cows competing for intermediate champion. Certainly want to introduce them again as they come into the ring. There were 8 milking yearlings. Our class winner was entry 172, Petitclair Bullseye Abelia, exhibited by Alfie Stolzfus of Somerset, Pennsylvania. Second in the class was entry 176, Erosa Excel Combo Lily, exhibited by Joe Erosa and Henry Van Axel. There were 4 summer junior 2-year-olds. Our winner was entry 184, Oakfield Altitude Lass, exhibited by Bertkey and Flederjohn of Maria Stein, Ohio. Second in the class to entry 221, Silver Hitch Doc Diana, exhibited by Morgan, Amelia, Taylor, and Marshall Stone of Greenfield, Indiana. From our junior 3-year-old class, there were 3 exhibited. Our winner was entry 196, BJ Grove Tattoo Chi-Chi, exhibited by Casey Clanton, Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Second in the class, entry 199, Textine Unstoppable Laurel, exhibited by Stookie Holm of Milford, Indiana. Our winning winter senior 2-year-old was entry 200, BJ Grove Tattoo Cahokia, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. There were 2 false senior 2-year-olds. Our winner was entry 204, Gam Osroyal Hannon's Etley, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Mackenzie Krause of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Second in the class, entry 205, Cobell Sideswipe Get It, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Riley Detmer of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. There were 9 junior 3-year-olds. Our winner was entry 211, Ms. Juniper Crushable Ellie, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. Second in that class was entry 212, Ms. Pierstein Golden Ticket, exhibited by Kleindale Farms and Andrews Enterprises, Myerstown, Pennsylvania. And there were 4 senior 3-year-olds. Our winner was entry 229, Aeroline Alligator Earl, exhibited by Chup, Carpio, and Breuer, Vinola, Oklahoma. Second in the class to entry 232, Indies View Jazzy Drive, exhibited by Jerry Schmidt of Melrose, Wisconsin. These are our cows and exhibitors competing for the title of Intermediate Champion at our 2025 Mideast Fall National Holstein Show. And over in our All-American Jersey Show, Jersey exhibitors, our judges made a second lineup in our senior 3-year-old class. We need those 4-year-olds at ringside. Jersey Show exhibitors, your 4-year-old cows should be at ringside. Attention Jersey Show exhibitors, our judge is making his final lineup in our senior 3-year-old class. We need those 4-year-olds at ringside. They are entering the show ring. Jersey Show exhibitors, the 4-year-old cows are entering the ring. Turn our attention to our All-American Jersey show, where Judge Carlos completed his placing in our senior 3-year-old class. Second in the class, our reserve All-American senior 3-year-old is entry 549, HF Moonshine Marmalade, exhibited by Emma, Ella, and Wilbert Hirschberger of Hirschberger Farms, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Winning the class and named Best Udder, she's our All-American senior 3-year-old, entry number 550, Pine Haven Victorious Taya, exhibited by River Valley Farm of Tremont, Illinois. Congratulations. Judge Crollo, your thoughts on our senior 3-year-old class?
Well, not the biggest class we've had today, but a really, really quality from end to end. And I think we got a handy winner in this class. A cow that's just so complete. She's so balanced. A cow that's so silky all the way throughout. A cow with just a tremendous length from end to end. She goes over the cow in second today. It is on that mammary system. She's a little snugger, a little longer and smoother about that forerunner attachment. And I do prefer the teat size, shape, and placement underneath the quarters today than this really long-framed, high-styled cow that comes along here in second. The cow in second goes over the cow in third today. It is on that overall frame. She's a little crisper all the way through her top today, but she's got so much more spring and openness through her barrel today and so much more drop to both fore and rear rib today than this really high-styled, wide rear-uddered cow that follows along here in third. The third and fourth, a little bit of a closer placing for me today, but it is the overall frame. She's longer in her head and neck. She's longer from end to end, and she's so much wider and flatter right through that rump structure and tailhead setting today than this really beautiful uddered cow that follows here in fourth. This cow in fourth, I did make second best udder in the class. I think you really have to admire the attachments to height, width, and bloom, and that she carries from top to bottom in her rear udder today. And it is that advantage in the way she carries herself up through her loin today and her pin setting to go over the really dairy cow that comes along here in fifth. The cow in fifth over the cow in sixth, it's when you get behind them. She's got so much more height, width, and bloom, carries that milk so much higher in that rear udder attachment today than another really long frame dairy cow that follows along in next. Beautiful class of senior threes with a handy winner. Congratulations.
If you turn your attention to our Mideast Fall National Holstein show, judges pulled out his finest 4 cows in contention for intermediate champion. Judge Reynolds, your thoughts and your selection of our intermediate champion of our 2025 show.
Let's give our young cow exhibitors a nice round of applause. I pulled out the 4 cows that I feel are in contention for intermediate champion today. Cows that are similar in their makeup, cows that have a lot of style to their frames, have that great combination of dairiness and strength, move out on great set of feet and legs, and then have great udders. At this time, I'll go out and congratulate your intermediate champion, your reserve, and your honorable mention, and give my reasons to follow. Your intermediate champion today will be your first prize junior 3-year-old, a cow again that's just got so much balance to her frame, so much depth to her fore and rear rib, and it is that advantage today over our second prize junior 3-year-old for reserve. She's just a little bit deeper in that rear flank, more drop to her rear flank today. And I also prefer the udder on our intermediate champion, just a little bit longer in that forward attachment, a little bit higher at the top of her rear udder. Our second prize, junior 3-year-old, a cow just recently fresh, a cow that you love that width and strength that she has all the way through. And it is that advantage today, just being a little bit wider on that chest floor over our first prize, spring 2-year-old for honorable mention. Our spring 2-year-old, a cow that you really admire, that height and width to her rear udder, the daringness that she has all the way. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the intermediate champion of the 2025 Mideast Fall National Holstein Show. She's our winning junior 3-year-old, entry number 211, Ms. Juniper Crushable Ellie, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. A reserve intermediate champion was second to her in that junior 3-year-old class, entry number 212, Ms. Pierstein Golden Ticket, exhibited by Kleindale Farms and Andrews Enterprises of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. And our honorable mention intermediate champion was our winning junior 2-year-old, entry number 196, BJ Grove Tattoo Chi-Chi, exhibited by Casey Clanton of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. Congratulations. Holstein Show exhibitors will take a couple pictures and we'll have our 4-year-old cows enter the ring. We'll catch up now with our placings in our All-American Jersey Show with our senior 3-year-old cow class. Once again, thank you to the sponsor of our class, Pleasant Ridge Jerseys, owned by the Ronnie Mosier family of Geneva, Indiana. Winning the class and also named Best Udder, our All-American Senior 3-year-old was entry number 550. Pine Haven, Victorious Taya, exhibited by River Valley Farm of Tremont, Illinois. Second in the class, our reserve All-American Senior 3-year-old was entry number 549, HF Moonshine Marmalade, exhibited by Hirschberger, Diley, Williams, and Albright of Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Third in the class and winning in a Bread and Owned Award was entry 536, WF Gold Dust Angelina, exhibited by Reagan Jackson of Clearbrook, Virginia. Fourth, to entry number 552, Kilgus Victorious Glitter, exhibited by Kilgus Dairy and Carla, Camber, and Riker Kilgus, Fairbury, Illinois. Fifth in the class, to entry 555, Crazy Bout Reckless Snapdragon, exhibited by Peyton Wright and Lillian Roberts of DeKalb Junction, New York. Sixth in the class, to entry 560, Rock and Roll Surreal, exhibited by Christy Ellsworth and Lauren Reed of Mount Morris, New York. Seventh to entry 556, Meadow Ridge Maestro Angel, exhibited by Michael, Mark, Caton, and Tanny Reby, and Aaliyah and Alexa Anderson of Cumberland, Wisconsin. Eighth in the class, to entry 563, Gold Star Joel Alana, exhibited by Avery, Lauren, Grace, and Claire Starr of Tulare, California. Ninth to entry 548, Oblong Valley Joy Sauce, exhibited by Kenneth Beneke, Millerton, New York. 10th in the class to entry 553, Amanda's Magician Bell, exhibited by Amanda Elmore Baldwin of Statesville, North Carolina. Now in the ring in our All-American Jersey Show is our 4-year-old class. We want to be sure to acknowledge the sponsor of today's class. In our All-American Jersey Show, our 4-year-old class sponsor is Ma Brown Jerseys of Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Thank you to Ma Brown for being our class sponsor today. Attention Holstein Show exhibitors, we need your 5-year-olds to ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, got a fairly small 4-year-old class. We need those 5-year-old cows at ringside. Over in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our 4-year-old class. Second in the class and winning in a Bread Owned Award is entry 243, Chups Backflip Jalapeno, exhibited by Nevaeh, Emmett, Ty, and Reese Chupp of Enola, Oklahoma. Winning the class and named Best Udder is entry number 253, Banfar D-Back Pepperoni Pizza, exhibited by Evan Cooper of Owego, New York. Judge Reynolds, your thoughts on our 4-year-old cow class?
4 really nice cows here in your 4-year-old cow class, but a handy winner for me, a cow that's just recently fresh here, 25 days. A cow that you certainly appreciate, that style and balance that she has to her frame, the correctness that she has all the way through. I'm giving her the advantage today in the way she tracks out on her rear legs. I just prefer the set and flex to the hocks. She walks on a little bit deeper heel today and just moves so much more comfortably on those rear legs over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, a cow that you do appreciate that style and balance that she has to her frame, the depth and openness that she has, and it is that advantage today, just being a little bit deeper in her fore rib, deeper in her rear rib. She also shows a little bit more width up through her front end today over another good udder cow coming out in third. Our cow in third over our cow in fourth uses that advantage in mammary system, just being higher and wider at the top of her rear udder, a little bit longer in that forward attachment. I also prefer the teat placement on her forequarters over our cow coming out in fourth. Our cow in fourth, you do love that great combination of daringness and strength that she has, the width that she has all the way through. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our 4-year-old cow class in our Holstein show, entry number 253. She's also best daughter in the class, Anfar D-back pepperoni pizza, exhibited by Evan Cooper of Owego, New York. Second in the class and winning the Brenode Award is entry 243, Chupp's backflip jalapeno, exhibited by Nevea, Emmett, Ty, and Reese Chupp of Enola, Oklahoma. Third in the class, entry 242, BJ Grove BB Dragonfly, exhibited by Casey Clanton and Mackenzie Krause of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. And fourth in the class, entry 250, Lynn Max TOF Rapture, exhibited by Greg Rikiki of Mason City, Nebraska. Now in the ring is our 5-year-old cow class. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need your age cows to ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, we need your age cows at ringside. Jersey Show, our 4-year-old cows are in the ring. Please bring your 5-year-olds to the makeup area. Jersey Show exhibitors, we need your 5-year-old cows in the makeup area. Holstein Show exhibitors, our 5-year-old cows are in the ring. Holstein Show exhibitors, our judge is making his final lineup in our 5-year-old class. We need those H cows at ringside. Holstein Show exhibitors, we're looking for your H cows at ringside. Jersey Show exhibitors, our judge is making his first lineup in our 4-year-old class. We need those 5-year-olds to the ring. Jersey Show exhibitors, we need your 5-year-olds to ringside. Over in our Mid-East Fall National Holstein Show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our 5-year-old class. Second in the class is entry number 256, McMara DE Light 90, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. Winning the class is entry number 255, Rob Thumb Martina Petey, exhibited by Langan Streets of Springfield, Missouri. Congratulations. Judge Reynolds, your thoughts on our 5-year-old cow class?
4 awesome cows out here in your 5-year-old cow class, cows that I think anyone can appreciate. But the cow that I'm starting with, just the most complete cow, a cow that's extremely balanced in her frame, a cow that has that great combination of dariness and strength. And she goes over our cow in second just on depth today. She's deeper in that rear flank, deeper in her fore rib today. She also shows me just a little more definition of seam today over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, another great uddered cow, and it is that advantage today, just being so much higher and wider at the top of her rear udder, a little bit longer in her forward attachment, and she's fuller at the top of her rear udder as well over our cow coming out in third. Our cow in third, a cow that you appreciate that length of frame that she has, the size and scale that she has, and it is that advantage today just being so much more cow. She's taller, she's longer from end to end, especially being longer through that midsection today over our very balanced cow coming out in fourth. Our cow in fourth, a cow that you do love the width and strength that she has, a cow that you certainly appreciate. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our winning 5-year-old cow in the Holstein Show. She was best udder and also won the Bred and Owned Award, entry 255. Robthon Martina Petey, exhibited by Ling and Streets of Springfield, Missouri. Second in the class, entry 256, McMara DE Lightning, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. Third in the class, entry 258, Ms. Dina's Thunderstorm Dancer, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. Fourth in the class, entry 259, TTM Jordy Buick, exhibited by Corey Black, Chase Savage, and Alexis Arbaugh of Union Bridge, Maryland. Now in the ring is our age cow class in our Holstein show. Holstein exhibitors, next in the ring will be our selection of senior champion female. Those cows that were first or second this afternoon in our older classes should be at ringside. And that'll be followed by our selection of grand champion. Jersey Show exhibitors, judges made a second lineup in our 4-year-old class. Your 5-year-old cows should be at ringside. Jersey Show exhibitors, your 5-year-olds should be at their ring. And over in our Holstein show, Judge Reynolds has completed his placing in our H-Cow class. Second in the class is entry 265, Juniper Haven Defiant Sochilt, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. Winning the class and also the Bread and Owned Award is entry number 9072, Crystal Oak Undenied Claudia, exhibited by Victoria Christoph, Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Judge, your thoughts on our H-Cow class?
Two really nice cows here in the age cows. Two cows I think, again, anyone could appreciate. The cow that I'm starting with, just giving her the advantage today in udder. She's just a little bit tighter in that forward attachment. I prefer the teat size and shape on our first place cow over our cow coming out in second. Our first place cow also just shows a little bit more style to her frame today, a little more balance to her frame. She's a little bit deeper in that rear rib today over our cow coming out in second. Our cow in second, you certainly appreciate the height and width to her rear udder, the openness that she has to her frame, just like to shorten up those teats to get above our cow in first. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner of our H-Cow class in our Holstein show. She's also Best Udder and wins the Bread and Owned Award, Crystal Oak Undenied Claudia, exhibited by Victoria Christoph, Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Second in the class was entry number 265, Juniper Haven Defiant Sochilt, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. This time we'll move into our selection of senior champion in our Holstein show. First and second place cows from our older cow classes here this afternoon. From our 4-year-old class, our winner was entry number 253, Anfar D-Back Pepperoni Pizza, exhibited by Evan Cooper of Ovigo, New York. Second in the class was entry 243, Chups Backflip Jalapeno, exhibited by Nevaeh, Emmett, Ty, and Reese Chupp of Enola, Oklahoma. In the 5-year-old class, our winner was entry number 255, Raptham Martina Petey, exhibited by Ling and Streets of Springfield, Missouri. Second in the class, to entry 256, McMara D.E. White Lightning, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. And in our just completed H-Cows class, once again, our winner was entry number 9072, Crystal Oak Undenied Claudia, exhibited by Victoria Christoph of Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Second in the class, entry 265, Juniper Haven Defiant Sochilt, exhibited by Caleb, Josiah, Helena, Adrian, and Ella Olson of Lena, Wisconsin. These cows are contending for the title of senior champion of our show. And over in our Holstein show ring, Judge Reynolds has his cows out there lined up in contention for senior champion of our show. Tyler, your thoughts on our mature cows and our selection of senior champion?
We've got our 6 cows out here in contention for senior champion. Again, cows I think anyone can appreciate. Cows that have that great balance to their frames, great combination of dairiness and strength, and then wear beautiful udders. At this time, I'll go out and congratulate your senior champion, your reserve senior champion, your honorable mention, and give my reasons to follow. For senior champion today, your first prize 5-year-old, a cow, again, that's just very balanced. Not the biggest cow in the world, but a cow that moves extremely comfortably on her rear legs. She goes over our second prize 5-year-old, just a little bit more depth to her forerib, more depth to her rear rib today, and shows me just a little more definition of seam. Our second prize 5-year-old over our first prize 4-year-old, just on the way she tracks out on her rear legs today. I prefer the set and flex to her hock. The way she stands just a little more comfortably on those rear legs. Our first prize 4-year-old for honorable mention, again, just recently fresh. A cow that you admire that style and balance that she has to her frame. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the senior champion of our 2025 Mid-East Fall National Holstein Show. She's our winning 5-year-old, entry 255, Rob Tom Martina Petey, exhibited by Ling and Streets of Springfield, Missouri. A reserve senior champion was second to her in that 5-year-old class, entry number 256, McMara D.E. White Lightning, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. And our honorable mention senior champion was our winning 4-year-old cow, entry 253, Anfar D-Back Pepperoni Pizza, exhibited by Evan Cooper of Owego, New York. Congratulations to our Holstein exhibitors, and we'll move into our selection of Grand Champion following our photos here. If you turn your attention to the All-American Jersey Show, Judge Corlo's completed his placing in our 4-year-old class. Second in the class, a reserve All-American 4-year-old cow was entry numbered 586, Cundy Abel Natty, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Winning the class, and she's best udder, she's our All-American 4-year-old, entry number 580. Look out, Joel, she's spicy, exhibited by River Alley Farm of Tremont, Illinois. Judge Curlo, your comments on our 4-year-old cow class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you could put your hands together for this class. Unbelievable, unbelievable quality in every one of those cows. And I think we got 3 cows that sort themselves to the top for us today. And I think the longer this cow is in here and the more you analyze her, a cow that I've been talking about it all day is balance and breed character. And I think this cow has it all. A cow that's so hard over her top. She's long in her frame. She's long and clean up through the head and neck. She goes over the cow in second today. It is on that mammary system, though. She's a little smoother blending right at that 4-udder attachment. I do prefer the veination quality and texture to her udder a little bit as well over another really similar long frame dairy cow that comes here in second. I think a second and third, a really, really close placing for me today as well. But when you got these cows in line today, our cow in second just fits so much nicer with our first cow in her overall frame. She holds her top so much nicer. She's crisper through the loin. She's fuller all the way through that loin. And she blends so much better from that pelvic bone right back through that tail head today. this beautiful, beautiful uddered cow that follows here in third. The cow in third, I did make second best udder in the class. When you get behind her, you really have to admire how wide she is from top to bottom in that rear udder attachment. And it is that advantage that takes her over the really silky dairy cow that follows here in fourth. The cow in fourth, just a tremendous dairy cow, so much quality, angularity, and quality all the way through, and she has just a beautiful mammary system as well. She goes over the cow coming along next on that dairiness. Furthermore, you get to the business end of that cow. She's got so much more definition of seam all the way up the bottom of that udder and continues it all the way up the back of that rear udder today as well. The cow in fifth over to cow in sixth, it's on that overall frame. She's longer from end to end. She's longer all the way through her midsection today and carries her milk just a little higher and fuller in her rear udder today as well than that cow coming along in sixth. But a wonderful class of 4-year-olds with a really, really cool trio at the top end. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our Jersey Show exhibitors with their 4-year-old cow class. There were 15 4-year-olds exhibited. Our class winner and our best udder cow, our All-American 4-year-old, was entry 580. Look out, Joel, she's spicy, exhibited by River Valley Farm of Tremont, Illinois. Second in the class, our reserve All-American 4-year-old, was entry 586, Cundy Abel Natty, exhibited by Ron and Christy Ratliff of Garnett, Kansas. Third in the class and winning the Bred and Owned Award is entry 581, Pacific Edge VIP Tessa, exhibited by Colton Seals and Brent Rocha of Tillamook, Oregon. Fourth in the class was entry 605, Whitdale Joel Vanessa, exhibited by Richard Secord and Megan Hill of Bristol, Vermont. Fifth in the class, entry 578, Joel Rowan, exhibited by Cameron Kate and Colt Kaspergen and cash-in jerseys of Tulare, California. Sixth in the class, entry 598, Pleasant Ridge Fireman Sophia, exhibited by Mosher and Bullenbacher of Geneva, Indiana. Seventh in the class to entry 584, KCJF Lucky Lady Joel Dream Chaser, exhibited by Kiteling Core, Jackson Powers, and Frank and Diane Borba of Salvisa, Kentucky. Eighth in the class to entry 597, Arethusa Joel Cabernet, exhibited by Misty Meadow Dairy of Tillamook, Oregon. Ninth to entry 599, Hill Acres Oliver Starstruck, exhibited by Nicole Aerosmith of Peach Bottom, Pennsylvania. 10th in the class to entry 603, Kilgus Dirk Misty, exhibited by Kilgus Dairy, Carla and Riker Kilgus of Fairbury, Illinois. Now in the ring is our 5-year-old class. Lady Lane Farm and Patrick Gorley of Molino, Oregon are the sponsors of today's 5-year-old class in the All-American Jersey Show. Over in our Mideast Fall National Holstein Show ring, Judge Reynolds is assessing those champions in the middle of the ring that are competing for the title of Grand Champion. See, we have our junior champion from last night out in the ring, our winning winter calf, entry number 984, D.V. Gibbs J. Lewis Cayley, exhibited by James Brown and Ben Voles of Dyersville, Iowa. Then we have our intermediate champions in the ring. Our intermediate champions came from our junior 3-year-old class. Our intermediate champion was that winning junior 3-year-old, entry 211, Ms. Juniper Crushable Ellie, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. Our reserve intermediate champion was second to her in that class, entry 212, Ms. Pierstein Golden Ticket, exhibited by Kleindale Farms and Andrews Enterprises of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Then we have our senior champions in the ring. Again, our senior champion was our winning 5-year-old cow, entry number 255, Raptham Martina Petey, exhibited by Ling and Streets. And our reserve senior champion was our second place 5-year-old, McMara D.E. White Lightning, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. This time it looks like Judge Reynolds has had a chance to analyze those cows out there competing for Grand Champion. Tyler, your thoughts and your selection of Grand Champion of our 2025 Mideast Fall National Holstein Show.
Well, this time I'd like to thank the Holstein exhibitors for allowing me to judge your show. It's certainly been a very high quality show, awesome animals from top to bottom all the way from yesterday and today. We brought back our junior champion, a heifer that I think a lot of, a heifer that's just got so much style and balance to her frame, a heifer that you really admire the way she tracks out on her rear legs. Our intermediate champions and our senior champions, again, cows that have that great combination of dairiness and strength, cows that have great udders and move extremely comfortably on their rear legs. At this time, I'll go out and congratulate your grand champion, your reserve, and your honorable mention, and give my reasons to follow. Today, your senior champion will be your grand champion. A cow that's just, again, very balanced, a cow that wears a beautiful udder. And it is that advantage today, just being a little bit higher and wider at the top of her rear udder, a little bit tighter in that forward attachment, especially on the left side. Taking nothing away from her intermediate champion for reserve, another balanced cow, a cow that you love the style that she has. And it is that advantage today, just a little bit more style to her frame, a little more depth to her rear flank, over our reserve senior champion for honorable mention. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the grand champion of the 2025 Mideast Fall National Holstein Show. She's our winning 5-year-old. She's our senior champion and now our grand champion, Robdom Martina Petey, exhibited by the Ling and Streets families of Springfield, Missouri. She's also our champion bred and owned cow of the show. Congratulations. Our reserve grand champion was our winning junior 3-year-old and also our intermediate champion, Ms. Juniper Crushable LA, exhibited by Steve Wagner and Kyle Booma of Gray, Maine. And our honorable mention grand champion was our reserve senior champion, that second place 5-year-old, McMara DE White Lightning, exhibited by Rory and Nathan Cornell of Marathon, New York. Congratulations. Holstein Show exhibitors. We're looking for our group classes. If we have any exhibitors bringing a best 3 females group or produce of dam, now's the time to have them at the ring. We'd also like to announce our premier breeder and premier exhibitor. Congratulations to BJ Grove Holsteins, the Clantons of Mulberry Grove, Illinois. They'll be breeder and exhibitor of our show. Our Herdsman Award goes to Ocean View Genetics and Lily Jensen of Deerfield, Wisconsin. Congratulations to Ocean View, our premier herdsman of the show. If we could get representatives from Clantons and also from Ocean View down here for photographs, that would be fantastic. Once again, Holstein Show exhibitors, if you have a best 3 or a produce of dam, they should be at ringside. don't believe we have any group classes coming in our Holstein show, so I think that wraps up our Mid-East Fall National Holstein show. Thank you to our exhibitors being here on a timely basis. Thank you to our judge, Tyler Reynolds. He placed 154 head of Holsteins over 2 days here on the Green Shavings in Louisville. Once again, that's a wrap for the Holstein show. Thank you to all of our Holstein show exhibitors. Jersey show exhibitors, our judges made us line up in our 5-year-old class. We need those H cows to ringside. Jersey show exhibitors, we need your H cows at ringside.